18 minutes past the hour, we have this just into CNN. India's UN representative has condemned the killings in Bucha, Ukraine, and called for an open investigation. India has been reluctant to speak out against the invasion of Ukraine by its longtime ally Russia. So far, it has called for an end to violence and diplomacy dialogue. But this is significant. This is a significant move by New Delhi in condemning what's happened in Bucha. Well, images of those atrocities committed across Ukraine, escalating efforts now to punish Russia. A Biden administration official says the U.S. will impose new sanctions in the coming day. This sweeping package expected to ban new investments in Russia, target financial institutions as well. U.S. also targeting Kremlin officials and their families. Meantime, the European Commission is pushing for another round of sanctions on Moscow, the fifth round of sanctions. This time proposing everything from a ban on Russian coal, as well as other raw materials, to prohibiting transactions with major Russian banks. In a moment, we'll hear from CNN's Nick Robertson about the rest of those new EU sanctions, but we'll hear first from Chief White House correspondent Caitlin Collins.
On Wednesday, the White House will announce a new sanctions package on Russia after those horrifying images emerged from Bucha and other places in Ukraine of these atrocities committed by Russia. And we are told that this new package will be done in conjunction with the European Union and G7 allies with the United States. But for the United States part, this is going to include a ban on all new investments in Russia, a tightening of the sanctions that are already in place on these Russian financial institutions and state-owned enterprises, and also more sanctions on Russian government officials and their family members. And that latter part has raised some concerns about whether or not, some questions about whether or not that would also include two of Putin's daughters, who the European Union has discussed sanctioning. And of course, people have asked the White House whether or not that is something that they are also considering doing, but the White House has not yet disclosed that. We should note that as the White House is continuing to tighten the screws, apply more sanctions and more pressure on Russia, Putin has continued with this brutal assault. And according to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who was testifying on Capitol Hill on Tuesday, he warned that this invasion, this protracted battle, could go on for potentially years. That comes after the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan had said he believed this next phase, where Russia is repositioning its forces around Ukraine after not achieving their initial objectives, could take months. And now Chairman Milley saying this is something that could last for years, as he talked about the increased instability across the globe, of course, all caused by Russia's invasion. Caitlin Collins, CNN, the White House.